Nasarawa is one. If you combine both these 6 or 7 states, let's say we have 3 million SS3. Can our tertiary institution from these 6 geopolitical zones or 7 accommodate this 1 million SS3? So definitely we need to plan. That's one reason why we need data. So we need data for us to plan very well, not for taxation. If you are going to tax you, we'll just enter your school and start counting class by class. Do you have the power to prevent us? You can't. It is not the issue of taxation. The issue for manpower planning and all kinds of planning. What are we going to plan for our children? How many classrooms do we need? How many classrooms, how many teachers do we want to train and employ in so number of years? So we have to plan, isn't it? You get it? Why is it? So, you see, we have a lot of problems in Uganda as far as data capturing is concerned, because some schools were not properly approved from the department that is responsible for the approval. You end up giving approval in your bed. We will call it non-existing primary school. And they will not be captured because we don't have the names. That's why we are encountering a lot of problems sometimes. The journalists can go and capture a school, people's learning under a tree. It's called the FCT, student are learning under a tree in the FCT. And when we ask, we will not see the name of the school. They say, UBEM has already registered us, why is it so? We need proper documentation of all the schools, either registered or non-registered, so that we can capture this in these annual school sessions. The senior secondary school, we don't have much problem there because they are much organized than UBEM as far as registration is concerned. Most of our problem is these UBEM schools, that's primary schools and private schools. So please give all the necessary support to make sure what the Police Women Association has said. I'm very, very impressed. Whether she finished her own in 1 minute and finish everything, they will give all the support in all their schools. That's what we are expecting from you people. Please, if you want the government to plan very well, yes, the government needs to know the number of primary 1 people in 36 states and FCT. If after this census, discover that we have 50 million children in primary schools, if the government wants them back on healing, it has data. Okay, let me allocate available resources for 50 children in primary school for healing. What are the available accommodation or classroom for these 50 children pupils in senior secondary schools and tertiary institutes? Because they are leaving the field of primary school and admitted in our senior secondary school. So now the primary school called basic from basic 1 to 9, yes, we accept it. It's a very good policy. So please, I urge and appeal for all the stakeholders to please help the success of these annual school sessions. We need to know the data. Because without the data, we cannot make proper planning. If you go back, we have, for instance, 1 million children in private school, and also 1 million children in public schools. The private school hide the truth and give us from opaque data. Okay, we have 500. So it means government will plan against only 1.5 million children and keep aside these 500 students or pupils in primary school that were not captured. Do you get it? There are so many government policies that can come up. But without this accurate data, how can the government plan very well? Government cannot plan very well. I just gave the example of PD. That's why some states implement PD program encounters a little problem. When I was good chairman in Kano, we encountered that kind of problem. Initially, they follow census. They use census data. Federal government use census data and send PD program to Kano. Unfortunately, a lot of crisis comes. A school was 200 pupils for PD. According to the data, only 70 were captured. And how are you expecting 70? The food for 70 shall be shared to 200. Is it possible? No. What is the problem of data? If since from the beginning, yes, we have 200 pupils here. Okay, 200 is captured. So the federal government will plan some 200 pupils really in that specific school. So please, try as much as you can to give us our credit. So on this note, I want to thank each and every one of you that came here, try to support. So let us champion the annual school success of this country. The minister has championed capital expenditure in education, because I don't think there is any other state that spends or that can spend half of what FCT is going to spend on education this year or spent on education last year. I doubt much in 36 states of the Federation, if there is any state that spent half, I doubt much. If you know it, bring it. Let us look at it, because everything is now online. What is the budgetary allocation for Sokoto State on the education capital project? You can Google now, you can see. What is budgetary allocation for Kebbi, Jigawa, Kazina, Ondo, Ekiti, Bayelsa? You can also see. From there, compare what is our budgetary provision for capital project in ASC. So the way we are championing this school, massive school renovation, changing the structure of education in FCT, is the way that we want to champion the annual school census in the country. Let us give accurate data. Thank you very much.